Welcome to Digital Ascendancy, a Powerland info podcast series. Here on Digital Ascendancy, we are championing transformative digital solutions. This series of podcasts is all about providing knowledge on IT solutions in an easy-to-understand format.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Powerland podcast with Intel. My name is Curtis Dery, and I'm the Vice President of Sales and Strategy here at Powerland. In this current climate, Powerland strongly believes in empowering our clients for success, and with this, we're collaborating, working with leading partners like Intel to ensure we can equip our clients with the right tools, the right information to position their business for success. Today, I'm joined by Mila, China Account Manager for Intel, as well as Eugene, the Application Engineer of Digital Transformation for Intel. And I'd like to welcome and thank you both for joining us today. In this podcast, we will be speaking about the few key benefits and values that Intel has to support our clients, from optimizing the data center to increasing productivity in workstations while remaining focused on significant total cost of savings. Let's jump right into this with Mila and get into some of the questions and concerns that we may have and how Intel can help everybody. So Mila, in today's current climate, our clients are seeing the need for agility in the performance of having the right data in the right place at the right time, along with the agility and control of financial cost savings. In this time of transition to the data centers, how does Intel improve and optimize these needs for our clients?
Okay, so hi, Kurt. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today, and thank you, Kurt, for that introduction. This is a really good question, and I'd like to refer back to our last podcast that was recorded by IT at Intel, and they were speaking a lot about a term that we use a lot, which is multi-cloud. So cloud to Intel means running the right workload at the right place. And if there is an application that runs better on the public cloud, then so be it. And if there's another one that for IP reasons, competitive reasons needs to be run internally, then let's do that as well. What makes more sense from a financial standpoint and from a performance standpoint is what we're looking forward to doing. Today, we are looking forward for our data centers to deliver the highest possible computing output and then the lowest possible energy consumption. And of course, we're also thinking about keeping our data centers functioning correctly with no issues, right? So Intel today, as you know, is covering partners, and we are also covering end users. And that has the objective to provide agnostic consulting in new technologies that will then help you, customers like Powerland and your customers, design your own data centers with the lowest TCO possible. And that's what we're here to help you guys do. So let's bring this down a little bit to some of our technologies for better understanding. And I think that one of those technologies that I'd like to touch base on is our Intel ECPMM, which is our data center persistent memory, or Optane memory for data centers. We have a lot of names there. When we speak of this technology, we are talking about persistent memory, which is a non-volatile RAM NVRAM, also referred to as storage class memory, and is an additional persistent storage type that combines fast access, like memory, with durable storage, like a disk, that isn't lost in case of crashes or restarts. And that is a very big value added to customers, of course, as you might imagine. So with this, we provide certain values like breakthrough in memory innovation, right? Which allows us to provide an affordable alternative to DRAM or improving TCO and on-module encryption, as well as infrastructure consolidation and performance and persistence.
That's great. Well, I definitely appreciate the insight. Eugene, do you have any more insight to that question?
No, just to add that this product can help to have better memory, large memory in the servers, and we can improve also the TCOs in the data centers because we can expend less money to add more memory to the servers, and also this can help to work with other database that in memory databases, and this is a new product that will really help the data centers to improve their TCO and SLAs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I appreciate, the Intel and the innovation and engineering that comes from Intel, right? And I think sometimes it gets overlooked that, what they bring for the forefront from a processors, but there's a lot more engineering and technology behind the scenes that are coming to the forefront. So definitely
Yeah.
we'll start getting into this a little more, Mila. Can you walk us through on how Intel Optane memory can create a differentiated cloud experience and again
Yeah.
provide that savings to our customers?
Of course. So, as you know, today, cloud solution providers need to differentiate themselves from the competition and develop profitable new services in an important route to success, right? And Intel DCPMM or DCM, persistent memory, offers a breakthrough for CSPs to take their next steps toward new cloud innovation, right? The unique combination of big memory paired with persistent and performance of super fast storage is ideal for data intensive applications, such as relational and in memory databases and high performance computing. Um, as we start the early ship program and open to wider range of customers, I do look forward to seeing more creative innovations based on Intel Optane DC persistent memory. I'm sorry for that. So there are two aspects here that I would really like to highlight from DCM. One is the one you mentioned, Kurt, which is the TCO. But before we hit that, there is another important factor, which is the high reliability and availability that comes with Optane DC persistent memory. So as you know, historically, in-memory databases have required the entire database to be written out to drive if needed, to be updated or maintained. They reloaded into memory upon a reboot. So today, with Optane DC persistent memory, um, changes this changes data centers efficiency, taking in-memory database restart times from days or hours down to minutes or seconds. And we can all imagine how that brings a huge value added to our customers, right? And what the costs are and what the troubles are for having a downtime in our data center. So, for example, we have an internal benchmark of SAP HANA, right? As for HANA, using Intel Optane DC persistent memory, which shows a 12.5x improvement in SAP HANA startup time. So this is essential for cloud and digital cloud service providers to better serve their workloads and the customer's mission critical applications. And not only working with SAP HANA, but we do also have other ISVs, which this technology aligns very well to their value proposition. And then hitting what you just mentioned about the TCO, this is actually huge, and it provides a significant TCO saving with new levels of performance efficiencies. And we can work together to go and drive POCs and customers and even with labs that we've got and showing that these new levels of performance efficiencies are actually hit. So Intel is uniquely capable of designing tailored and customer products across the entire platform, compute, network, memory, and storage, so we can move faster, store more, and process everything. Um, so with Intel DCM, I mean, with Intel Optane DC persistent memory, this takes us to the next level of infrastructure performance efficiency through platform-wide optimization. Our customers now have more flexibility in their balance, their cloud infrastructure designed to drive up efficiency and reduce the total TCO, right? So Intel Optane DC persistent memory significantly expands memory capacity compared to traditionally DRAM, eliminating the memory bottleneck and fully unleashing performance while significantly reducing the TCO. And that is what we're looking forward to taking to customers so that we can then help them find this efficiency in their data center.
No, that's great, and I appreciate that. And I think the one thing with Intel is the takeaway is making sure that we engineer this in the early beginnings with customers that are looking at next gen architecture and bring in that you guys can cover them from a full hybrid approach, whether that workload is on prem or in the cloud. I mean, Intel can provide that total performance, quick, resilient architecture that can help them again gain those efficiencies that sometimes I think get overlooked. But I think, again, providing that right line of sight of that architecture and showing that TCO, and like you said, to recover, a database within minutes versus days or hours. Nowadays, that's critical, especially with, depending on the industry and the business, they can't factor in any type of major downtime like that. So definitely having
Yeah.
Intel up front with that architecture will definitely pay off.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're here to do. First of all, this podcast is great for allowing us and Powerland to help customers know that we're already working with this technology. But it's great because we can help in those POCs and improve those performance efficiency, those new levels that we've got. Um, and then after that, in a POC, then we can go through with the process, and the project. But that's what we're here for, right? Showing that value added to the customer and helping them out find the best solution for their customers and for their company. That's what we want and what we want to help Powerland do and what we want Powerland and customers to do as well.
Absolutely. I know Eugene's sitting there on the sidelines waiting for his
Yeah.
time to get on with us. So we'll definitely get into it now, Eugene. So with the enhanced memory capabilities, how do we know how to accelerate our nodes due to the large amount of data created around the world and processing it in our data centers? How does that all fit into the conversation we're having today, Eugene?
Okay. Yes, we have a specific product to accelerate nodes and servers. We have an SSD, the P4800, that help to solve the most demanding storage challenge. Uh, this product is an Optane product also, it's the same product, the same technology that you can get in the persistent memory, but with other form factor. So you can use this technology, the Optane technology, in the storage side, So this product is like a memory. It's not so fast as memory, but is near to the memory. So you can use this with some key benefits: high throughput, low latency, uh, fast service, a quality of service, ultra high endurance. So this product combines the attributes of memory and storage. This Optane SSD is the first product to combine both attributes of memory and storage with an industry-leading combination of high throughput, low latency, as I said, and high endurance. This innovative solution is optimized to break through data access bottlenecks by providing a new data storage tier. This accelerates the application with fast caching and fast storage to increase the scale per server and reduce the transaction cost for latency sensitive workloads. So if you use this product, you can help to reduce the TCO also. Miri, I don't know if you
Mhm.
would like to add something.
I think you hit the three important topics right there, right? This is a product that is actually going to help us with low latency for responsiveness and under load, like you mentioned, quality of service and ultra high endurance, which I think are key topics today to help our customers and our data centers.
Mm. This product, just to add something, this is not an NFMe, NVMe product. Uh, this is a product that has more than 500,000 IOPS. Uh, so this is a very different product than a traditional SSD.
Yeah, so Eugene, from your perspective, do you see customers looking to architect this for on-prem or in the cloud, or where do you see the sweet spot to start leveraging the Optane technology?
You can use in both. You can use in the servers that you have on premise or you have in the cloud. Um, Basically, this product can work together with the CP and MM. And this product just can accelerate servers with VMware or with other products. I mean, we can, but this product is better if you use not as a capacity SSD. It's better if you use this product as a cache. Uh, so this product will accelerate any workload that you have in your server. It doesn't matter if you have the server on premise or in the cloud. It, this product is help to accelerate all of the workloads that you have in the servers.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense to provide that kind of performance to customers that are having those workloads that, are sensitive to latency latencycy and need performance and data that, everyone's running bigger data sets and workloads that they're collecting. So that makes a lot. So I think, what we'll do, Mila, is we'll switch gears here and we'll start to talk about productivity and what's happening on end user devices. I think, again, in today's climate with all the remote working that's happening, I think Intel's done a good job to identify, some of their key values of what they're doing for data and optimization to help improve the end user experience. Can you get into that a little bit more of what Intel is doing specifically in that area?
Yeah, sure. I actually love that you hit that topic and we're moving to the user experience because as you know, Intel is focused on many sides of technology, right? We can go to data centers, we can go all the way from the edge to the cloud. And user experience is actually very important. So when we look into maintaining productivity in a workstation, we are actually looking forward to minimizing the idle hours an employee has to spend due to issues with their systems, right? With this, we bring topics such as business class performance, hardware enhanced security features, remote IT management, which would allow us to, run diagnosis, updates, and what we'd like to do, and with some of our technologies that I'm going to get into right now, we can even do this if they're outside of the network, turned off, unattended, or suffering from an OS issue, right? Um, so all of this comes down to cost savings and improved margins. And this is where we find technology today very important. I don't know if you've heard the IT to Intel podcast, and I really highly recommend you going back to that and everyone here that's listening to us today. But today, IT has a big demand, and we're expected to do more with less. So what we have here are technologies that will allow us to find those cost savings and improve margins to find better solutions for our employees and for all of the technology, I mean, for all of the enterprise to connect correctly, right? And these are factors that play an important role in SMB and public sector entities with an increasingly remote and mobile workforce that aligns with what we are living and what the near future is bringing. So, to align this with technology, like I've mentioned before, we focus on our Intel Vpro platform. And with this one, we are ready to improve productivity, reduce downtime, improve security, and control costs. And how do we improve productivity? So we provide performance to minimize waiting, right? Deliver new productivity enhancing technologies, support a mobile work model. So let's bring this down, right? If I'm a customer and my computer is off and I went into a blue screen, probably gonna have to find call right my IT desk, and they're gonna have to bring over someone to help me out with my blue screen, and they're gonna have to get into that device. With Intel Vapor platform, we can relate to capabilities such as active management technology. Will allow us to get into those devices that are Vpro and remotely manage them even if they're in a blue screen because we're managing from the hardware and not the software. So again, we're looking to control costs, to stick to the budget and help reduce the total cost of ownership.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's definitely a lot to cover off, right? Especially with, again, there's so much engineering that goes behind the Intel processors and the Vpro platform. I guess one of the questions, Eugene, I have over to you is, with security being so top of mind and everyone's, risk around cyber attacks, ransom attacks, with what's happening in the industry, what does Intel do to address that from an Intel Vpro perspective?
When we talk about Vpro, Vpro is a different CPU with some hardware differentiators from other CPUs. When you are working with a Vpro CPU, you have some features in the CPU that protect you against some security issues, because you have features in the hardware that, for example, can allow you to take some positions in the memory, or you can run the BIOS in a security mode. So mainly you have some features in this CPU that will help you to protect your assets in the company.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely seeing that more and more, the importance to it. And I think, again, it's one of those things that people have to factor in is what Intel is bringing to security down to the chipset level.
Mhm.
But definitely great insight. So Eugene, again, from your perspective, what are you seeing around the modern manageability of these tools and how companies can again reduce their costs and risks and leverage all the tools and engineering that are built into the Intel Vpro technology. Can you get a little deeper into that?
Yes, yeah, now we are working all in a work from home mode. We are not in the companies. So if you talk about modern manageability, we need a tool that can take control of the CPUs or the PCs in your house or not just in the company. You need a product that need to work not only in the under the VPN or into the firewall, but you need some product that can take the control of your computer if you are, I don't know, in your house over internet. So when we talk about modern manageability, we are talking about this kind of product. And Intel developed a product called EMA, E-M-A, EMA. So this product allow you to work under these circumstances that I'm talking about. You can reach PCs into the firewalls, outside the firewalls, and this is a product that is free. If you have Intel Vpro, you can download this product and install your product in your company, and this will help you to have this that we call modern manageability.
That's great. So if a customer today has purchased a new endpoint device and it has the Intel Vpro, they can just go to Intel's website and download this endpoint management assistant and then start to integrate and have that managed behind the firewalls for the software hardware level. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I mean, when you work with EMA, you can reach both equipments, both PCs with Vpro and without Vpro. The difference between one PC and the other PC is that the PCs that has Vpro, you can handle this product through the hardware. Okay, if you have a PC without EMT, you can reach this PC through Windows. So this is the difference. Okay, if you don't have an operating system running, you can reach the computer, but with EMT you can. Okay, EMA has the capability to work with both of those equipment, with both of those PCs, with EMT and without EMT. Okay, but you can download, yes, and you can work with both kind of PCs. Yeah.
Exactly what he's saying is with Emma, you can manage both devices with Vpro and non-Vpro, right? But the ones with Vpro, you're going to be able to reduce that downtime when they go down and the OS is not working, right? And this will
Okay.
allow you to minimize forced reboots, minimize driver issues, and increase the consistency across the fleet. And that is important whether you are a partner that's covering end users and porting them, or even if you're your own company that has your own IT department that's giving this support to all of your devices, right?
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for clarifying. That makes a lot of sense. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, before we wrap up here, can you just quickly plug where we can get the Intel podcast that you're mentioning for the listeners?
The IT and Intel podcast.
Yeah.
That is part of the first podcast that Powerland will be launching, and it was recorded specifically for Powerland. So what we'll be doing is we'll be launching this first IT at Intel podcast with Powerland, and then we'll have a second one, which will be ours. And I hope everybody has a great time listening to it and that it's actually helpful. And then that we actually get customers that come for us to us, right, with for consulting and specifically actually to Powerland so that we can support Powerland in these projects and help find what technology works best for each customer and what they need, right?
Absolutely. Well,
So
definitely. Yeah. Thanks for adding that in. And, I definitely want to thank, Mila and Eugene for joining us. Obviously, Intel is a leading manufacturer that is driving not only innovation, but safety, security, and productivity for the world. I mean, the underlying foundation of IT is landing on Intel, and Intel believes in helping, customers overcome technical challenges through their vast portfolio, and they can definitely help a lot of our Canadian businesses move forward together with, the collaboration with ourselves and, the trusted advisors over here at Powerland. So I want to thank you both again for your time today, and please to our listeners that at any time, please reach out to marketing at Powerland. .ca, and together with Intel, we can help set up some virtual sessions to walk you through their architecture and engineering that may help provide, again, better security, resiliency, uptime, and performance for all of you out there that are moving ahead. Take care to all of our listeners and have a great day.
Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe for more videos from Powerland, and remember to hit the notification button to get the latest videos from Powerland when they come out. Follow us on social media at Powerland_CA on Twitter, Powerland Canada on LinkedIn, and Powerland CA on Facebook to hear about the latest and greatest in IT solutions.